Well, hello everybody, and welcome to this week's vlog. Second week of July already, and it was a busy week for Jake and I. We spent the early part of the week. We took a trip across the border to Minnesota, Cannon Falls, Minnesota. We went to Banks Outdoors, one of our new partners, and one of the finest, if not the finest, hard side blinds on the market. So we're excited to be working with Banks Outdoors this year. But they also have a couple other products that we checked out and I was very interested in, especially this year. One of those products is their feeders.
Our single post feeder system is here on display. Our feeders actually mount on a single post, a tree, fence post, or a 4x4 or 6x6. You can get our 40 that'll actually strap onto a tree. But all of them are rotomolded polyethylene. They work great. They all have adjustable tubes and are a great way to get a feeder out on your property and supplement feed your deer.
Of course, we can't use them here in Wisconsin for a couple of reasons. We have a limit on how much we can put out, and it can't be in a feeder. Also, our immediate area here where our property is under a CWD baiting and feeding ban, so we can't use them here. However, we're heading to North Dakota this year on an early season bow hunt, and they can use them out there. And we will be going out there in advance, 3 weeks in advance, to put up some feeders. So it was perfect timing for this partnership to come together with Banks, and we will be giving some of their feeders a workout. But another one of their products that was especially interesting is their watering system.
Well, here their water tank, wild water watering system, holds 100 gallons. We actually have a 300-gallon option as well. But it's a great way to place water close to your deer. So this contained unit keeps the water fresh and allows you to make it somewhat, put it in remote areas that you normally wouldn't be able to put a pond into. So wild water works great in these summer months and into the rut. So get yourself a wild water.
You know, along with the watering system too, I should add that Banks makes a water supplement that actually is a mineral supplement that the deer acquire a taste for, and of course makes that water much more palatable to them than just drinking out of a puddle or a river or a stream or whatever. So again, we're very excited about our partnership with Banks and look forward to heading out to North Dakota to get these things set up, the feeders and the watering systems here the next couple of weeks probably. My nephew Zane, who is just as crazy about deer hunting as we are, also had a busy week, so let's check in with him.
Well, hey everyone, we're back here on my home farm in west central Wisconsin. And we're taking advantage of the dry weather and cutting our alfalfa that we have here on the farm. Between two plots here we have about 5 acres. And this is our second time cutting it. For the summer we'll probably have to do a third, but you know, it's been paying off huge for us this last couple of years. You know, for years we never had the means to do any of this stuff. We didn't have the farm equipment, the tractor, the attachments, and now we've been fortunate enough the last 4 or 5 years to acquire some of this stuff and kind of play around with our farm. And it's been a lot of fun. It's hard work, but it's been paying off for us. You know, my dad killed that biggest buck on our farm that we've ever killed. So little steps every year. We're just trying to make it a little bit better every season. So I'm about halfway done with my cut here, so I'm gonna get back to it before I get too sunburned, and hopefully we're going to spray this in the coming weeks and fertilize it, so hopefully I'll be able to have you guys tag along for that too. In the meantime, we're going to be checking cameras also in the next week or two, so we'll be checking back in. All right, later.
Well, thanks, Zane. One last thing here I'd like to mention is I was bitten by a deer tick and actually am infected with Lyme's disease. I was diagnosed day before yesterday with Lyme's disease, and I've had a tough week in that regard, but they got me on some meds, some antibiotics, and 2 different kinds in fact, so I'm not out of the woods yet, but feeling much better than I did 4 or 5 days ago. So there is hope. And that's it for this week, second week of July. Make sure you tune in again next week to see what else we've been up to.